Howdy, old heads. Kurt Bunny here, alongside my co-host, Mrs. Colombo. And we're here to talk about the absolutely excellent new crime show on Netflix called Department Q, starring Matthew Goode. I'm just going to talk about the first episode, but I'm also going to talk about how it uses one of my favorite tropes of this genre, or any genre, movies or TV shows. So we're going to talk about that too. This is Cave Waves. Cave Waves. Alright, so Department Q, a show I did not know existed. I got like a Variety email with a review of it, and it was all over it. It was thinking it was super dope. And plus I saw that it starred Matthew Goode, who my other co-host, Caitlin, she is a big fan of. Oh, excuse me. She asked me to refer to her as Caitlin, #1 fan of Matthew Goode. So those two things alone made me want to peep the hell out of this. And I started it yesterday when it dropped, and I didn't stop till I was done at the end of episode 9. If you party with shows like this, you're going to think the same thing. You'll get the idea. You just got to stick it out to the end of the pilot, all right? But it absolutely... it's awesome. And don't worry, I'm not talking spoilers beyond the first ep. I think it's worthy of your time and you should check it out. So look, I mean, this is kind of an easy home run for me. I am a huge fan of crime shows in general, both true and fiction, but I'm especially a fan of any crime show that has the word Nordic before it. Okay? There's a whole genre of these babies, and every single one I've watched, I've friggin' loved. Now, some I've loved more than others. The Bridge rules. The Bridge is one of the best shows of all time. Okay? If you haven't seen The Bridge, watch it immediately. It's on a channel called MHZ, Megahertz. Okay? I don't know what that means, but that's the name of it. And that's where you can watch The Killing in The Bridge and Arctic Circle, another good one. But anyway, this baby, Department Q, is on Netflix. And while it's a British show, I think it fits Nordic for the vibe a bit. But Nordic crime is perhaps my favorite genre of crime shows. Holy shit, I just Googled to see, like, to look for a background, because I know that Department Q is based on books. Turns out they've made a bunch of these into movies already. And what's funny is the first ones are starring a dude that was in the 3rd season of The Killing, the original Killing. Anyway, that's pretty funny. Back to this Department Q, a bearded Matthew Goode plays DCI Morck, your typical brilliant asshole with a giant chip on his shoulder. We see the origin story for Morck's chip on his shoulder right here in the opening scene is pretty effective. We're watching two detectives walking in to investigate a crime scene of someone with a knife in their head. And there's Morck, there's our boy, Matthew Goode, being a total dick to, like, the rookie cop there.
It's not rocket science, just open a window.
But then this blew my mind, is rookie cop goes to, like, check the windows or whatever. Uh-oh, culprit's still in the house. Boom, boom, boom. All 3 of these cops down. Now, of course, we know that Morck here is going to survive. He is, after all, the face on the thumbnail. These other 2, though, it's a little iffy. This is a hell of a cold open to kick it off. Like, we're going to see this scene play out from different angles, like your standard TV show angles, but the only view we get in this cold open is, like, the POV of the camcorder. I thought it was a pretty good move.
Don't touch that.
Alright, so our boy's down for the count. We flash forward, it's been a few months. DCI Morck is back and meaner than ever. Lucky for us, his boss, who I think I know from Game of Thrones.
You will watch your tongue.
She just got written a blank check from her boss to start up a cold case unit, and she knows just the guy to head it up. That's right, our man Grumps over here.
My own department.
Congratulations.
This is what, you know, right off the bat is a one-man department, which I'm sure he loves, so he can go lone wolf it up and stuff. But of course, we know we got to get a ragtag team together. You know it's coming. And there's 2 members in that ragtag team, and I love both of them. We got Rose here. She might have run over an old lady, but it was an accident.
That was a while ago.
And plus, I commented on this actor's Insta. I said, love the show. And then she liked it back. No big deal.
Good, honey.
Plus, we got Akram here, who, as far as we know, is just an IT guy with big dreams and a banger recipe for baked goods.
My wife's special recipe.
But bit by bit throughout the show, we learn that there's a cool past to him. And it's pretty fun to watch him dole it out. We're talking judo chops. We're talking leg snaps. Love it whenever that happens. Oh, and also, I mean, I absolutely love this show. I suppose my one, not even a complaint, I want more Kelly MacDonald in my life, though, okay? I can say that about anything I watch Kelly MacDonald in, who I know originally from Boardwalk.
I said no.
Although she's been in a ton of other stuff, like No Country.
No, I ain't gonna call it.
I know her from Boardwalk, and I know her from this.
Pick one.
And I also know that I wish she was in a ton of it more. She's in it for sure, and I feel like in season 2 there'll be more of her, but I just could always use more Kelly MacDonald.
Go ahead.
And so this first episode does this cool thing, you know, we're setting up the team on one side. We're getting to know them all. And then on the other hand, we're watching this lawyer, or constable, or counselor, I'm not sure what they call it over there, but she's doing her lawyer thing, and she's a little feisty and stuff and mean about this POS that obviously killed his wife. And then she goes home and she has an adult brother that has some issues that she helps out with. And real talk, it was at this brother point where I almost turned the show off. I was liking everything else, but I was not prepared to deal with this Laura Linney and Love Actually plotline for an entire season.
Don't do that, my darling.
Right? With the stopping him, hitting him and stuff, and like, I don't know. I just don't want to deal with that for a whole season. But luckily, we find out that while we're seeing her life go down, by the end of the ep, we realize she's the person. So the other team has chosen a case to cover. Morck doesn't want to do it. Akram says, we're doing it.
Detective Morck has found many things that don't make sense.
Yeah, like why you're opening your mouth.
And it's about this woman that's been missing for 4 years, presumed dead. Turns out that missing woman is this lawyer that we've been getting to know. So it's kind of cool that the one half that the story we're being told is in the past. And we don't learn till the end that she's already been kidnapped, presumed dead for 4 years. And the last shots of it are her in some crazy tank being held captive by some loonies. Oh, it's awesome. What a killer way to cap off an awesome pilot episode. I'm not going to talk any more spoilers other than what happened at the end of that one. I suggest you watch all 9 eps. And this hits all the tropes of crime shows that I love. And I don't say tropes derogatory style, okay? Just tropes are like the things about these shows that I love and expect in all of them. And the ones that they hit, they're hitting them real nice too. Like, for instance, I don't know, it's like written into the contract of these shows that the lead detective has to be divorced. They're always living on their own with a kid or family member that's like, why do you choose saving lives over me? I feel like that is a necessity of all of them. I mean, and never more so than in the original The Killing. That's what kicked off this whole Nordic crime genre craze. And while I love The Killing, I hate how it ends. And Sarah Lund is just put through the ringer too much with the plot lines about like your family's disappointed in you. Okay? Now we have that here in Department Q, but it's just the right amount. Like, he's single, he's got a teenage son that's a pain in his ass, and they fight and blah, 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 blah.
This room is disgusting.
It's just the right amount, as in like very little. I appreciate that.
You're a prick.
So I keep hearing.
Anyway, so I love this trope, and then also what they do is, and this trope applies to all genres, not just your crime shows. But I love any time we're putting together a team and they throw them in the basement, or like the headquarters that they have to set up shop is supposedly disgusting and gross. And Department Q hits this one hard, all right? I love it.
Q? Where the hell's that?
Downstairs.
The office is a number downstairs, Moira.
I mean, downstairs.
We go down there, it's like Shower Quarterly or something, littered with boxes and trash, and like there's chairs stacked up. And it looks like it was like a straight up gym shower. There was like showers and urinals, or as Kelly MacDonald calls them, urinals.
Is that a urinal?
Anyway, it looks gross, but of course they spiff it up. But it ends up being the coolest office ever, and you love it.
Was this a loo or something?
It got me thinking of other times this has happened, and I thought of 3 right off the bat. I'm calling this part 1. I'm sure I'm missing some, and feel free to tell me in the comments, but there are 3 other times where I've loved how this happened. These aren't in like order of best to worst or anything, although the last one I talk about is no doubt the best. But first up, The X-Files. FBI agent Dana Scully is tasked with babysitting the problem child, Fox Mulder, and determine whether or not anything he's working on ever has any scientific validity.
Are you familiar with the so-called X-Files?
I believe they have to do with unexplained phenomena.
Now, of course, we know there's a hell of a lot more that goes into that, as we see cigarette smoking man back here doing his thing. Smoking. But she goes to see her new partner, and it's like dark and damp and stuff, and she knocks on the door, and he's like,
sorry, nobody down here but the FBI's most unwanted.
Her new partner is stuck in the basement, all alone, surrounded by the cases that nobody wants to work on. That also starts with a letter.
Congratulations.
The FBI might consider this the armpit of their offices, but we know right away it's super dope. We see Mulder, he's doing his thing, he's like on a light box looking at film slides, and then he's of course got a projector to like test Scully on stuff. It's cool as hell down here. He's got the posters up. I mean, you love it right off the bat. So this is where all the action kicks off for 7 straight seasons. Now, I know there's plenty more of X-Files that happened after season 7, but not in my books. No business with anything after season 7.
Oh, isn't it nice to be suddenly so highly regarded?
Anyway, X-Files rules. So does the next one up, and that's The Wire. This happens right off the bat, too. It's like episode 2 of season 1, The Detail. And The Detail gets their new headquarters. What kind of a trek is this from the parking lot? You see Daniels come in from the front. It's in the basement of a courthouse. So he's got to walk through the courthouse and shit, get all the way to the door, and then it's another, 100 steps down to the basement. And of course, there's construction going on and all this stuff. I love it. I got to give The Wire credit here. It's obviously a cool headquarters, especially with the people in it. Well, most of them. Herc, you can keep walking. this guy can keep walking. But they do their best to make us sympathize with them because it does kind of suck for them. Like they're trying to give a pep talk about what's going to go on down here, and they keep getting interrupted by construction that has no idea that there's police work going on down here.
We gotta share. Y'all for purchasing?
No. This is the most realistic Our New HQ Sucks setup of the bunch. But the best example of this is by far the least realistic, and that's not just because it involves 4 talking turtles, no karate. We're talking Secret of the Ooze, Turtles 2. Oh, this movie was mad formative for me back in the day. When they found, like, when they get kicked out of April's, right? It doesn't go well in there. They get caught out and stuff, and they're messy and whatnot. They gotta find their own pad. Now, luckily, they very quickly stumble upon an abandoned train station in the sewers of NYC. And of course the power's still on. They flick on the electricity. Everything's still super dope. Power. Sure, there's a few cobwebs, but we'll get those out of there. We'll be skateboarding in no time. But man, oh man, did Kid Kurt love this growing up. Oh, this was so awesome. I thought this would be waiting for me when I took public transit when I moved to the big city. But sadly, when I got to Chicago and then later LA, the subway system did not deliver. No. Some of them looked okay, but they certainly didn't look anything like this.
It's roomy.
But you know who does deliver, come to think of it? Joe Dante. In the movie The Burbs. And so as I bring this video to a close, I need to remind you to please, tonight before you go to bed, take a moment to recognize To BitVote. To BitVote.